Everybody, how's it going? We're gonna talk today about the importance of buyers. Okay, that's the whole this whole arbitrage. If you're in wholesaling, even if you're uh, wanting to do some your own fix flips, your own new construction, it's important to have good, solid cash buyers, partners you can work with. Right? You got to engender those good relationships, and this is the $1 million question: like how you get solid buyers, right? Just because you get the property under contract doesn't mean anything if you're going to do the wholesale arbitrage, right? I mean, you got to have an in buyer. And I get people calling me all the time, like, hey, I got this, I got a bill long list of 80 cash buyers, blah blah blah. But I just I know I got good buyers. I just got to find some stuff, and and invariably, here's the thing. Okay, just because you have a big list of cash buyers doesn't mean a bloody thing. It just doesn't. Here's why: because the whole how you get paid in this business, how you get paid is if you have product, okay, that a cash buyer wants, right? And what I mean by product, I mean a fix of how property needs to be rehabbed, or a lot that somebody can build on, that kind of thing. Okay, you have to have something of value so that you can assign your equitable interest to your cash buyer, and they're going to pay you for your time, right? And that's how you get paid, right? Does that make sense? You got to have that. So you've got to know what your cash buyers want is the bottom line. Just because this guy's a cash buyer doesn't mean anything, you know. It doesn't. What matters is he's your cash buyer. He is your partner. She's your partner because you know what she wants. You know what he wants. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying to you? Okay. This is kind of like the over 30,000 view, overview of really what we're going to be talking about. Okay. And then we'll dive into the specifics. But I really want you to understand that you have to know your cash buyer's business model. I'm going to say it one more time, and I want you to write this down. To be successful as a real estate wholesaler, okay, you demand it from yourself. Demand it from yourself. You must know your cash buyer's business model, okay? If you don't know that, you think you do whatever, sloppy, whatever, you're not going to be successful. You will struggle in this business, okay? This is a cutthroat business. You've got to know this stuff. Well, gee, how am I going to get know someone's business model? Listen, this is how you do it. You ready? This is the answer to your question. You understand their business model because you simply ask them. Okay. Well, I tried to talk to them. They just want to, okay. If they're not interested in sharing their business model with you, let me ask you a question. Do you think that person's really a good cash buyer, someone you want to do business with? Probably not. I won't want to do business with somebody who doesn't want to share their business model with me, right? I mean, you're doing this. There's nothing there. So you know what? Next person, okay? But most people, decent people, there's a lot of non-decent people out there, and I've met my share of them in this industry. But most people want to do business, right? They want to share the business model, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, right? How many? I mean, you go to a business meeting, you think there's something there, you're excited, and you realize, they're nice people, but they're yeah, right. But you try. Okay, so here's the point though. We're going to assume that this is going to work. We're going to assume that you can learn their cash buyer's business model, and you do it by asking them. And so, how do you ask them? Well, you want to talk to them, meet them, meet them at their specifically meet them at their job site. Okay, very important. What are you working on, Joe, the rehabber, right now? I'd love to see what you're doing, right? What do you have some properties you're working on? And show up, meet their cabinet guy. How much you pay for those cabinets? Hey, that's not you using granite slabs? You doing where you granite at? How much you pay for that, man? Use a travertine. Okay, cool. Where you get that at? What you paying for that? Hey, how much you pay for that rough-in plumbing? For the master suite. There's no master bedroom in here, a master suite in here. How much you pay for that, man? Oh, okay. Take notes, right? You're there with a pen and paper, taking notes. You know what you're doing? You know what you're doing? You, my friend, are learning a cash buyer's business model. Yeah, that's what it is. And guess what? The cash buyer observes you learning their business model. Okay, and they're gonna like that. Okay, they are, because they want to make money, right? Like you want to make money, so you're partnering like that. Does that make sense? What are they paying for stuff? So then you know, right? Because each cash buyer is different. Every cash buyer's got a niche, right? When I was rehabbing, 20 houses a month, 30 houses a month, whatever, I was always going for the big gut jobs. I did it because I liked it. I had my competition was now I do a lot of land, but back when I was doing that a couple years back, a lot of I didn't like competition, right? No one wanted to be having to replace a septic tank and build a big huge egress window and do an addition to an old farmhouse built in the 1900 and wells, big well, drilling a 550-foot well, kind of thing. A lot of work, a lot of risk reward, that kind of thing. But anyway, enough about my story. But you see what I'm saying. People in the industry knew, oh, hey, you need some, you got some property, tons of work, cut piles, that's that's his thing, kind of thing. So it's my niche, right? And that's what each cash buyer's got their own niche. Some people just like the high end. That was not my thing, right? High end. In fact, I lost my ass on a high end deal. I thought I was, and it was my own fault, because I got into a space that I shouldn't have gone into. Okay, but other people excel at that. The guys on the TV shows, whatever, high end, boom. $200,000 rehab, just beautiful. Okay, so you got to know your cash buyers. Does that make sense? What I'm telling you? Okay, so that's how you find a cash. This is kind of what you need to have with a cash buyer. Now, the second thing that you need to have. So we're talking about cash buyers for rehabs. Okay, but the second thing you need to really do is in the market like this, you really need to build relationships with buyer builders. Very important. Okay, why? Because so many opportunities. If you start watching these videos in this Facebook group, on these YouTube videos I've got, okay, you start opening your eyes and you start seeing so many more opportunities rather than just to buy a little, sell high, wholesale deal. But look, can you split the lot? Maybe there's with a house on it, split the lot. Maybe there's a piece of bare land. Maybe you can split that. Maybe you can do a lot subordination of the land and all these different kinds of things. Adjust the lot lines, and all of a sudden you get 2 or 3 buildable lots. Okay, whatever. You start thinking like that, you need to have a good buyer builder guy in your back pocket, or multiple. Okay, so how you do that? Same deal. You want to meet with them, go to their job sites, meet their contractor. They're decent guys, always rough around the edges, always fun. Go have a beer with them after the job site or whatever. Get to know them. What do they pay per square foot? Okay, what's their niche? Right? Do they do infill things in town? Do they have small? Do they have they do spec homes? Okay, what's spec homes? Speculative. Like you buy a home, you build a home, but you know that it'll sell for X because the market says so, and you've got to prepare a market analysis to prove it. Does that make sense? Okay. And if so, do they have, in my video course, I talk a lot about this, but you want to find good spec builders. They're going to have certain kinds of, houses, plans, essentially, that they know sell a lot. And they'll have like 5, right? I had 5 or 6, and just boom, 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 and just, move and they sell, right? Because they're you know what you can pay per square foot to build them. You got a small 1,200 square footer, you got a 1,800 square footer, you got a 2,000 square footer, and you got a couple 3,500 square, whatever. Does that make sense? And know what the cost per square foot is, how fast you can get it done, all that kind of thing, right? So then now you look at a lot, you go, hey, this is fit. That model, and we named our houses, the Windsor, or the Somerset, whatever it is. Hey, the Somerset, that would work in this, blah blah, right? See what I'm saying? All that presupposes, though, their business model. So ask them, meet them. What do they, just do that. Okay. Don't sit around your ass on the computer, trying to do this. You can sit around your ass on the computer. I mean, I'm sitting around my ass on the computer right now. Okay, I'm not mocking that, but to do this, you have to actually get out there and meet these guys in the field. What are they doing? Learn about it. Does that make sense? Okay. So the last question is, well, Gene, hey, thanks. Okay, I know kind of how I have to meet them, take notes and all this kind of stuff for buyer builders and rehabbers, but how do I meet them in the first place? Well, good question. Two really good ways to do it. Obviously, Facebook's a great way. There's a lot of groups out there. Every place is different, though. I mean, if you're in Dallas, I just did a quick check for. I don't live in Dallas, but I'll just type Dallas, Fort Worth. Contractors, builders, home builders. Find them that way. Okay, Google where your town is. Meet them, call them on the phone. Can I meet you for coffee? Can I meet you at the job site? Or that kind of thing. Okay. So social media, kind of thing. Okay. But there's plenty of groups out there, but listen to me. It's not enough. I didn't say this at the very beginning because people want to take the shortcut. Oh, let's Google. Oh, okay, this guy. I'll just put him in my spreadsheet. Now I know who a buyer builder is. Okay, next thing. No, getting his name from Google or Facebook is that's the easy part, but that's not going to help you. You actually have to do what I said in the very beginning of this video: meet them, understand their business model, blah blah blah. Does that make sense? Okay, so Facebook's important to Google, whatever. Just get to know who they are, and then do the reach out. The second very powerful way to do this, old school, and it's effective. Title companies. And if you're, I'm title company, we're attorney state. Okay, fine. You're attorney. I don't care. The point is, your closing attorney or your title company know who the players are. I'm gonna say it one more time. I want this to sink in. Okay. The title company or your closing attorney know who the players are. They just do. Okay. So you've got to know those guys because they're going to be able to help you build those relationships. You engender a good business relationship with the title company, with your closing attorney. You say, look, I'm looking for I got off-market deals all the time. Looking for, they're going to say, hey, how can we help? How can we work with you? Kind of thing. Go out to lunch with the title company, your closing attorney. Okay. Yeah, it happens a lot. Okay. Or go to the pub with them, whatever. Okay. You go to the pub, you go to the lunch, and you say, and they're going to ask you, hey, how can we do some more business, blah, blah. And then you can say something along the lines, I've got off-market properties coming along. I've got a lot of vacant lots that I've been seeing. Perhaps you have some buyer builders, some people I can network with, so we could partner together for more closings. Title companies are open for one, they want closings. That's what they want. They're in business for closings. They get paid with closings, okay? That's what they want, right? And also same with closing attorneys, right? That's what they call a closing attorney. They're not a criminal attorney or ambulance chaser attorney, whatever. No, they're a closing. They do real estate closings, right? So they want that. So they want to build those relationships, okay? And if they go, no, I don't know anyone, then what do? Suck, man, this stupid real estate sucks. You do that, or you say, you know what, I'm going to go to the next one because I assure you, there's no shortage of good, solid title company folks, escrow folks that want to make money, like the network, okay? Some closing attorneys, okay? So I hope that helps. If you need any help, you want to make some money in this business, you're struggling, call me up, set an appointment, we'll do some business, I'll help you out, mentor you, all that kind of stuff. Or you can watch videos. We got, 14 hours of the content, really good stuff. And look forward to helping you out. Godspeed. Again, you need help, let me know.